Welcome back to the Hill Update. I'm Dean Allison, your host. Joining me on the show today is Phillip Lawrence, MP from the beautiful riding of Northumberland, Peterborough South, where he was first elected in 2019 and then re-elected again in 2021. Prior to being elected, Mr. Lawrence graduated from Osgoode Hall Law School with a law degree and from the Schulich School of Business with an MBA. Mr. Lawrence spent time in the financial services industry prior to his election in the House of Commons. In addition to his responsibilities as MP, he is also the Shadow Minister of National Revenue. Phillip, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Dean. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, so another busy week on the Hill. I know last week we had the fall economic update, and I know you had the pleasure of being able to what they call the lockup for part of the day on Tuesday. Can you explain to our viewers what exactly the lockup is?
Yeah, thanks very much, Dean. So before they release it to the general public, they give members of the media and also members of Parliament the ability to review the document so that the moment it goes live, which is actually when the Minister of Finance goes out in the House of Commons to discuss the fall economic statement, we're briefed and ready to make our comments almost immediately.
Now, is there people from the department there to help answer questions and get clarification, or is it just basically you and the documents?
Yeah, no, there are members actually still. Strangely enough, they're still sort of observing COVID rules. I thought we were kind of past that, but so they do it virtually. But there are officials that will answer our questions. Sometimes they answer them, and sometimes not. But that's the way it goes, I guess.
Well, that's why we keep asking questions in the House. Listen, I got a video, and we're going to look at that, and we'll talk about some of the things in that update.
It's come to light that the Prime Minister will spend 15 billion tax dollars, that's $1,000 for every single family in Canada, on a grant that will pay for 1,600 replacement workers to come in and displace union jobs in Windsor in a battery plant there, Mr. Speaker. Now, the Prime Minister's desperately claiming that he had no choice in the matter. Well, then why doesn't he open up the contract so all Canadians can see if there were any guarantees that this massive $15 billion grant would actually lead to Canadian and not foreign paychecks?
Yeah.
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is a little bit rich coming from a political party that not only doesn't stand for auto workers, doesn't stand for Canadian workers at all, has no interest in a green economic plan like we have. Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives have not been with workers. They've not been with the auto sector. We are building battery plants in parts of this country. We are building the green economic plan. Mr. Speaker, let's look at the facts. 1, temporary foreign worker permit has been approved. 1.
Okay, let's talk a bit before we talk about the economic update. This has been a topic in the House pretty much every day, this $15 billion deal with Stellantis, and what does it mean for Canadians? So what exactly is the Stellantis deal, and what's the Leader of the Opposition talking about?
So the Liberal government has negotiated a deal with the auto manufacturer Stellantis to build electric batteries here and so develop a plant. But at a cost of $1,000 per household. So every household across Canada is contributing $1,000 to that. Originally, they had said that they would have all the money back, they had a complete recovery in 5 years. Well, the Parliamentary Budget Officer, which is the parliamentary watchdog appointed by this Prime Minister, actually reported that, well, it's not quite 5 years, it's more like 20 years. And that's if a number of things happen. And then we found out the revelation that they're actually employing foreign temporary workers, South Koreans in this case, to help power this manufacturing plant. So they initially said no, none. Then, as you heard in the clip there, they said 1. They've come out now saying it could be as many as 1,600 foreign temporary workers. So Canadian households, as our leader eloquently pointed out, are paying $1,000 each for every single household across this great land in order to employ 1,600 South Koreans.
So you said the payback is now not going to be 5 years, probably 20, and we're still getting into that. And the Parliamentary Budget Officer actually mentioned that. Let's talk about the contract. I know that one of the things that the leader is trying to get at is, can we see the contracts so we can find out what exactly is going on? We got about 47 seconds left. Tell me what's the questions have been around that.
Yeah, so as you said in the open, I did have the pleasure of going to Osgoode Law School and a great contract professor there, Professor McCandless. In order to have a contract, you need to have offer and acceptance. So in this case, we need the Canadian public to understand what's in that contract. So what what the Prime Minister is attempting to do is have us accept a contract of which we have no idea what's in it.
Well, that will be a challenge, and we'll see how lucky you guys are as you keep asking questions in the House of Commons. When we come back, let's get into the fall economic statement, and we'll have another video talking about some of the questions that have been asked in the House when we come back from break.